Good morning. Several of you asked me to please make an updated what I eat in a day video. So in today's video, I will share everything I eat on a somewhat typical day with you. Please bear in mind though, it does vary a bit from day to day. It is about 6:15 in the morning. I just got up and I like to start my mornings with a bunch of water. I fill this bottle up at night, so I have no excuses not to drink water first thing in the morning. And I drink this while taking some of my supplements, such as my NMN, TMG, and some other supplements I like to take first thing in the morning. I also make myself this little protein pudding, which I know doesn't look too appetizing, but this is something I have been doing for a couple of years now, and it really helps me. When I first get up in the mornings, I am usually not too hungry, but I am quite active right away. So after drinking my water, eating my pudding, and sometimes I also have a piece of dark chocolate, I take Sam for a walk, and we are out there for about an hour to an hour and 15 minutes. Once we get back, I then either go downstairs to work out or I go for a run. So I don't want to do all of that without something in my stomach, but I don't want a bunch of food that is just going to make me sick. So having a bit of protein in the morning keeps my blood sugar nice and stable, allows me to be active without being too full or hungry. So I'm going to take all my supplements right now and drink my water, have my pudding, have a piece of dark chocolate, and I will take Sam for a walk. Do you want to go for a walk? All right, I have my electrolytes. Time to work out. And done. Quick shower and then breakfast. If you have seen any of my other what I eat in a day videos, you have seen me make this breakfast before. This is something I eat quite frequently for breakfast, though lately I've also been enjoying making smoothies because it has been quite hot. But this morning I have some beautiful antioxidant-rich organic blueberries right here in my little, look how cute this is, my little kissy bowl. And then I have some plant-based, this is almond yogurt, and I don't measure things, I just add about, I don't know, cup and a half or so, depending on how hungry I am. Now, one of the reasons I love this breakfast is because it really gives me just about everything I need. I have antioxidants, I have some probiotics from the yogurt, tiny bit of protein from the yogurt, more protein from the chia seeds I'm going to add, and also chia seeds are very rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3s. And I add about 2 tablespoons. Next, I add some hemp seed. And hemp seed again are rich in anti-inflammatory omega-3s, and they add a bit of protein. I keep all my seeds in the fridge, which is why there's a bit of condensation on the containers. I don't measure the hemp seed, I just add a generous amount. And then I also add pumpkin seeds, which are rich in minerals, especially zinc. Again, I don't measure these, I just add a generous amount. And then I also like to add some walnuts. And walnuts, of course, are full of nutrients, including anti-inflammatory omega-3s. And I break them down because I don't like to have these big chunks in here. And I'm going to give this a good mix because the chia seeds can get quite clumpy. So like I said, I really like this breakfast because I do feel it gives me just about everything I need. It gives me healthy fats, protein, carbohydrates, antioxidants, fiber, anti-inflammatory, omega-3s, and it tastes delicious. And then lastly, I add some granola. I used to make my own granola, but lately I haven't gotten around to do so. But as far as store-bought granolas, this Purely Elizabeth is actually pretty good. And then of course, again, if you have seen any of my other What I Eat in a Day videos, you know what's coming next, and that is Dandy Blend. They call this an instant herbal beverage. So it is dandelion tea, but as you can see, it is a powder consistency. I love this stuff. I drink it all day long. I drink it hot, I drink it cold. I don't drink coffee. I haven't had coffee in, I think it's been about 25 years. But I do like to have something warm and sweet in the mornings. So this does the trick for me. Like I said, I drink this hot or cold. But right now I am adding some hot water to it. And then I'm also adding some organic soy milk. As much as I love this Dandy Blend, I do have to have it with milk. Otherwise, honestly, I do not like it. I just got these eye patches. I normally don't use eye patches, but these seemed kind of fun. And I wanted to see what all the fuss was about. But anyways, this is, like I said, something I eat quite frequently for breakfast. Not just because I like the way it tastes, but again, it gives me everything I need. It gives me complex carbohydrates, protein, healthy fats, fiber, antioxidants, and plenty of micronutrients. And that is what I strive for when I make a meal. Sometimes, of course, I eat for pleasure, but for the most part, when I make a meal, I try to make sure it has all the macronutrients. So again, carbohydrates, preferably complex carbohydrates, protein, and healthy fats, and then as many micronutrients I can pack into it. I do eat a plant-based diet, but before you give this video a thumbs down or turn it off, I'm not telling anybody else to eat a plant-based diet. It is what I do, it works for me, but you do you. So I am going to enjoy this right now, and I will see you for lunch. You think you're getting some of this? You're very patient and very cute. All right, I have been working all morning. It is time to take a break and have some lunch. For lunch, I'm going to throw some tofu in the air fryer. And I like using this high-protein tofu. Not only does it have a bit more protein than regular tofu, but I also really like the firmness of it. So I'm going to cut this into some cubes and then marinate it before I put it in the air fryer. So I don't know if you can tell, but this is definitely firmer than regular tofu. So like I said, I like it for that reason as well. And it is just slightly higher in protein than regular tofu. I'm not quite sure how they do it because it is just soybeans, but this has been my favorite tofu. And you can find this, I believe they have it at Whole Foods. I often order it on Amazon Fresh. Now, if you don't like tofu, I've had several people tell me they don't like tofu. I really think it depends on how you prepare it. Tofu itself, right, has no taste at all. It's kind of gross, but it's not any different than chicken breast, for example. You wouldn't just eat chicken breast without any spices. So just like with chicken, it depends on how you prepare it. Tofu, same thing. So I like to marinate mine in a bit of sriracha. Gives it just a bit of kick. And then I also use some coconut aminos. Or if I don't have coconut aminos, I will just use some tamari sauce. But I prefer coconut aminos because they're not as salty. Now it would probably be better if I let this sit for a little while so the tofu can absorb some of the marinade. But I am hungry, so I'm just going to throw this into the air fryer, or really into the oven. My oven has an air fryer function. Alright, the tofu is ready. I have a big bowl of mixed greens right here. I also have a beautiful purple potato, which I actually cooked yesterday and put in the fridge. And I like doing that because that way it develops some resistant starch, which is really great to feed all the good bacteria in our gut. So I'm going to cut a bit of this and put it in here. I also have some roasted chickpeas. I'll put those in first to get them out of the way. So these are just roasted, again, in the oven, but on the air fryer setting. And I just put a bit of cumin and salt and pepper on here, and I love them like this. They're delicious. And I like to leave my skin on the potato. If you have not tried purple sweet potatoes, they're so delicious. I do like regular sweet potatoes as well, but the purple ones, they have something extra. They're also super rich in nutrients. Going to add some organic cherry tomatoes, some of these delicious sweet peppers, and of course I'm cutting peppers. So Sammy is sitting right here. She loves bell peppers. You want some? Tastes better over there. I also have some organic strawberries right here. Personally, I love having some fruit in my salad. Of course, no salad is complete, in my opinion, without avocado. To add a bit of sea salt, pepper. And then for the last year or so, instead of using olive oil, I have actually been using flaxseed oil, because flaxseed oil is really rich in omega-3s. And I have been trying to increase my omega-3 intake. A bit of balsamic vinegar. Our tofu. Look how nicely that turned out. It's nice and crispy, but soft on the inside. And then lastly, I have a bit of asparagus, which I roasted last night. And very lastly, some walnuts. And look how beautiful that is. And it gives me everything I need. It has complex carbs, healthy fats, protein, and plenty of antioxidants, fiber, and plenty of taste. I'm going to enjoy this. Sammy is coming for more bell peppers, and I will see you for dinner, or probably for dessert. Actually, I completely forgot. I also made some pickled pink onions, which I love, so we will add those on top as well. And they will also help feed my gut microbiome. And of course, pink onions are rich in antioxidants. And these taste delicious. They're super easy to make. If you're curious about how to make them, I will just put the recipe down below. Now it's done. Again, look how beautiful. I can't wait to eat this. I will see you for dessert. That salad was delicious, and I almost forgot to show you my dessert. So I'm having a big Modani blend with soy milk and a couple of pieces of dark chocolate. It is dinner time, and for dinner I'm going to make some tacos. I have all of my ingredients right here. I'm going to use red lentils and mushrooms, of course a bit of garlic and onion, and I'll add some diced tomatoes and tomato paste, some spices, and instead of tortillas, I'm going to use romaine lettuce, and then I also have some avocado and some radishes for toppings. So I'm going to chop up half an onion and some garlic as well. And I have to admit, since my husband has been in Africa, I'm not always motivated to cook dinner for myself. And there are some nights I just want to have some cereal. But I do find that cooking a nutritious meal for oneself can be such an act of self-care and self-love. So even though I'm not always motivated, I do try to cook something for myself, something nutritious for myself every night. Or most nights I make enough, like tonight, that I have some left over for the next night and I don't have to make something that night. But yeah, even though I don't always feel like it, like I said, I do think it is, or it can be, such an act of self-love or self-care. And it is something that I have neglected for most of my life, because many of you know I was anorexic, so I definitely did not cook for myself. So now I really try to take the time and do so. All right, I'm going to start by sauteing this, and I will cut the mushrooms while this is doing its magic. Now, mushrooms, of course, we know are quite healthy for us, but I actually just had 2 different guests on my channel who stressed the importance of spermidine for longevity, and mushrooms are quite high in spermidine, so I am trying to include them more in my diet, and I do like the taste of them. While the mushrooms are sauteing, I'm just going to cut some of these beautiful radishes up for topping. These are just radishes, you're not going to like them. All right, I'm going to add some diced tomatoes, some red lentils, and I don't have any exact proportions here. I just kind of eyeball it. And again, I want to make enough, so I have some for tomorrow as well. Tomato paste. I want this to be quite thick, but I do of course want to have enough liquid in here so the lentils actually cook. I'm going to add a bit of sriracha, paprika, cumin, chili powder, a bit of sea salt. Let's give it a taste. That's actually pretty good. All right, I am going to add just a smidge more liquid, and then I'm going to cover this up and let it simmer while I actually sit in my sauna and relax for a little bit. And then once I'm done with my sauna, this should be done and ready to eat. I'm enjoying my sauna while my dinner is cooking. It smells delicious. I'm really looking forward to it. I just got out of my sauna and I took a coldish shower, but I'm still pretty warm and flushed. I love having one of these after my sauna, an ice cold one of these. My husband got me hooked on these, but I think my taco mix is done, so let's put it all together. I may have gone a bit overboard. I think this is going to last for several nights. Voila. All right, I am going to enjoy these, and for dessert I'm going to have some beautiful organic grapes. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye.